हमारे YouTube चैनल गॉडलीवुड स्टूडियो को सब्सक्राइब करें और साथ ही हर नए वीडियो के अपडेट के लिए बेल आइकन को क्लिक करें।
No matter what, I am feeling great.
Hello and welcome to Godlywood Studio and to Light of Knowledge. Dear friends, we have been diving deep into the ocean of knowledge and we have already discovered many gems and treasures which will help us definitely in the journey of our life. Godly knowledge is such that if we give a little bit care and attention, we can get maximum results. Every day, if we give at least 15 to 20 minutes for silent meditation, definitely it is going to help us in the life forward. So we have seen many of the aspects of golden age, and now we are going to talk about that transition period, which is also called the confluence age, when God descends on earth to make it a heaven once again. In scriptures, we have read about it in a scattered way, and still it was confusing. But godly knowledge gives us such a clear idea about what this confluence age is, when it started, and when it is going to end, and what we have to do in the meantime. So today, let us welcome Rupa Benji and have a discussion on these issues. Rupa Benji, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Today, we are going to talk about that transition period. I think you have already mentioned about it in our previous episodes. How is this period important and why is it called the confluence age?
Confluence, the word we use whenever the two peak points meet with each other. As we have understood, this world moves in the form of a cyclic order. The time, the duration of golden, silver, copper, iron age, the names are given for the state of the qualities of a souls we are residing in that time of the cycle.
Sorry to interrupt you here, Benji. Suddenly a question came into my mind because the cycle, you have been referring to the cycle again and again, and as I understood, you put it in such a way that it was a transition from the golden age to the negative Kali Yuga.
Yes.
So it is a decreasing degeneration of energy.
Yes.
But sometimes we refer in science that we are improving every day. From a iron age, from a stone age, we are coming into the modern age. So this contradiction has always existed in science and spirituality.
Science has been invented from past how many years? If we go back when the invention started, technology and all other comfortable things which have been discovered, it hardly 200 years, 250 years. But the world cycle is 5,000 years history. What happens when the perfect order comes to the imperfect order? The degeneration goes very slowly, and whenever there is a fast speed of degeneration, which is called Kali Yuga ending, you know, that we can compare with the dark night. Maybe in the evening around 6 o'clock, it's getting dark, we say. It's not dark yet. It is getting dark. Sun setting, we say. After setting also, there will be little light. That time is also quite soothing. But when we say sun set already, and after some time, after 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, it's a pitch dark. Now nothing can be seen outside. No work can be done. Now only it is time to sleep, that's all. Similarly, what happens in the human cycle also, the golden era is the most beautiful and perfect order time where every human beings will be at their maximum state of purity. That is called 100% purity will be existing, and nature, everything is in perfect pure state. And as the law of diminishing takes place, anything full has to lose its value slowly. It is the law of this universe. So the degeneration takes place very slowly, and the second phase we call it as silver age, or where also people will be happy, but only the quality matters. Few degrees decreases. But when the both of the ages, like 2500 years is completed, then the souls gets degeneration little faster space, because the conscious of the soul and the soul power is lost, and there the conscious of body awareness is more activated, and therefore here the soul becomes slowly influenced by the matter. In golden and silver age, the soul will be controlling the matter. Therefore, the thought energy works automatically there. You see, science and technology discovered telephones and nowadays mobile world. But previously, let us go back, on TV, radio, all these things is a part of communication which was not existing before. Then how they were communicating at that time? It's a very powerful thought level. And when the soul power is lost, the souls become body conscious, then they forget, they cannot use their thought energy to that maximum space or length, and therefore then started indulging in the vicious cycle slowly. Once the very first vice entered in the soul is ego conscious, then slowly getting attached, then I need more and more, accumulating more resources of the nature and not able to share with others, that's called greed. And then I become more and more, when I accumulate more things, I have to secure also. So then I attach the things, and then started attaching to human beings. So body contacts, body attractions. So searching happiness in the material things. And when that is not going to give them longer time of satisfaction and happiness, then started thinking. And that's where some religious fathers, holy souls, divine people started giving the teachings. But that helped a little. And that's so slowly in the form of religion took place, the establishment of religion and code of
So
conduct.
there was actually a time where there was no religion, and it was not necessary because
actually no religion is not the word, but the religious code of conduct will be a natural part of the life. Like for example, if festivals and other time specific holy times when we want to worship something or go to some temple, then we get up early morning and clean ourselves and take a nice bath and wear clean dress. This sometime we do with more awareness. But in golden and silver age, getting up is a natural process, and having beautiful positive thoughts is a natural awareness, and there is no specific time that I have to think something good, think of God like that, because they themselves will be adorned with that qualities.
What I was asking was, today we have a lot of rituals which we practice. If you say that it was such a time of peak energy, then I think these kind of rituals and many methods to follow, was it the same like today
was
we have?
not necessary. See, when I lose something, I put effort to gain the same. So from copper age, that is when the golden and silver age is been completed, and then humanity turns towards copper age or entered to the copper age, there the fast speed of losing their soul energy, because we come under conscious of body and bodily attachments. Here I know I am losing something, and therefore I try to regain. That's where these rituals and all starts. Okay, for a few minutes I think of God, few minutes I do some contemplation, or whoever exists, holy people, then I go and bow down so that that energy can be helpful. Then asking for blessings, this starts. Because I am losing, so I want to feel the same. And that's where those who remain pure, we started respecting them.
Mm.
When we started losing purity, the purity wherever I saw in an idol, in some great personality, then I start bowing down.
Mm.
I start taking or seeking blessings from them. That's where many times we see people who are holy, they pass their pure vibrations, and little sorrow or any kind of physical diseases are cured. People think it is a miracle.
Mm.
But actually, what is the miracle is the power of pure energy flows, which was existing before, where people were not diseased, they were happy,
Mm.
because everything was flowing with that power of purity.
So, from what you say, Benji, what I understand is there was a perfect time before, and that is what we refer to as the golden age.
Yes.
And the degeneration started, and now we find ourselves in this world.
Actually, the confluence word we can use even in between golden and silver era. There is a small confluence.
Mm.
And silver age to copper age, there is a confluence.
Mm.
Even copper to iron, then there is a confluence. But the most auspicious and most important time which we have to understand is the total cycle changes from the ending point to beginning again. The one cycle reaches to the
what I understand
end point.
is we have reached the bottom of energy right now, and
now,
we go
of
to the
course.
best energy level in the
Yes,
future.
that is why, see, when the iron age begins, people are under dark. What is the darkness means? How they lost all their powers. They become more and more involved or become slave to their sensual pleasures, and soul power is nothing, and unable to get contact with God, then wandering here and there in search of God, in search of peace, in search of happiness. And what is happening in today's world is the same. And then started some demigods so that they will show the path, then people will be dragged there. And because Iron Age is also known as the age of untruth. People speak untruth so easily, and Golden Age is known as age of truth. They don't know what is untruth. So here in Iron Age, what happens? The first belief that I am a body is the one most important untruth awareness. And based on that, whatever we are doing, it is a chain process. And when we come to the maximum darkness, means here, though we have external development, because science started questioning. See, science, how did it take birth? A person who thought, why is the misery? Why is sorrow? Why humanity is passing in such a difficult situation? So let us find a solution. They are also inquiring for the same. So then they started, okay, comforts can give happiness. And the exploring that, they started inventing so many things. And again, there is a base for that, which has to be values, the power of purity or power of virtues, which is degenerating, that they could not feel.
Science also wanted to produce such a beautiful world, but I think science focused on the external world. But now what we are feeling, or what we understand, what we realize is the external world actually doesn't exist, and it is all coming from inside. So we need to look into it more deeply.
In order to bring external resources in order and to use that for pure cause, or it should give happiness, then first we have to fill the inner self with virtues. That's why deities adorned with so much of wealth, they are in big, beautiful golden palaces, we say, but how that richness was giving happiness. Today, in age of Iron Age also, people are there who are very rich, but are they really happy if we ask? Because the richness in the material wealth will only cannot give happiness. That is not the only way to fulfill our inner soul and happiness. Therefore, the confluence age is now existing when the entire humanity has passed to the darkest period where we have lost the inner sources of our purity.
Regarding this confluence age, we need to talk and discuss more, because What we actually need to do in the confluence age, that is even more important. So now it is time for us to move on to the question. So that is all for today's discussion. We have seen that this transition from the negative era to the positive era is a very important one, and we need to be a little bit careful here so as to change ourselves from the negative to the positive. How we will do that, we will research or we will explore in the coming episodes. Now, for today, we will take up the question of the day.
I am Devender from CCMB, Hyderabad. I have joined the spiritual Brahma Kumari in 2 years back, whereas I am not getting good support from my wife. So I need a good answer for this, for which I can involve my wife in the spiritual activities, so which will be easy for me to continue hereafter.
Benji, I think this is a very common question from those where only one from the family is following some kind of spiritual method. Here the husband want to lead a pure spiritual life and the wife is still in the material world. We can see many examples like this in the Kali Yuga. So what can we give as an advice?
See, in this world cycle, when confluence age takes place, the confluence begins when God enters to this world and starts giving a new vision, new method of filling our souls with the lost powers. People usually they mistake the word change. Change means something to give up and very difficult to adopt. And here, if at all they are following some spiritual code of conduct and others are not cooperating, we need not much worry about that because they have not yet understood the real benefit.
But Benji, practically speaking, when one is following a pure form of diet and his wife is not ready to cook that kind of food, then definitely practical problems arise because he may be working and he may not be able to cook pure food for himself.
See, here one important example I can give. Because here God is advising or I am following some spiritual code of conduct, therefore somebody is not cooperating. In the same relation, if that person is having any disease and doctor is advising, if you don't give this food, then there will be a problem with your husband, then what will be the effect? Definitely she will cooperate. So here, for whole humanity, the Supreme Father is working like a supreme doctor. He is washing all the negativities from our mind so that all the disease and whatever the destruction is taking place in our mental energy and physical energy, and we are losing such a beautiful state.
But Benji, what if the other person, the wife, is not realizing all these important facts? His question, I think, is how to make her realize.
So we need little time. See, we don't force others to follow. At least make them cooperative souls. See, this is your way. Okay, if you are in material world, you want temporary pleasures and enjoyment, doesn't matter. But I would like to. Because every individual is again individually going to the journey. We have our own freedom to do what we want. So because we are living together with some relation, what we can do is give them the choice what the life you want to select, but please cooperate with me. And little bit loveful understanding and making them to understand what we are gaining. Even they are feeling not I am ready, doesn't matter. But because you are going one step ahead, they become more cooperative with positive input.
I think, Benji, that is the only way to do it practically, because when people start to see the benefits, I think they will eventually follow. So I think that question has been fairly answered. The only way to do it is to stick on to the method if we believe in it fully, and eventually everyone will come to our side. So today we are going to the last session of the episode, that is the attitude, virtue and contemplation. Benji, what is today's attitude and virtue?
Today, let us take up the attitude of fair dealing. Because always in relationships, we have little fairness with somebody, unfair with somebody. And this also gives little disturbance. We all like the Supreme God because He is always fair with every individual. Though Somebody may be a sinner, somebody may be a saint, but for him doesn't matter. He gives a fair judgment to every individual. That's why we praise God as just. So ultimate true justification he gives. So being children of him, let us also try to be as much as possible adopt this attitude of fair dealing with every individual. Then we like everybody, and it will be so easy to interact with every individual with the same frequency of love and caring. And the supportive virtue that can help is the value or virtue of balance. Balance, because when we can use our love and law, as much we show love, so much we have to be in discipline also. That's what God is having. That's why everybody likes him, loves him. So if we want to be loved by everybody, liked by everybody, so this virtue of balance will be very helpful. The other ways you see in families attached to our family members, we show so much of love and there we lose the control. So balance is with two qualities and that will give good results.
Beji, as usual, you have explained it so beautifully. Now, can we have a little bit of reflection so that our viewers can actually join in and find the result?
Sit in a comfortable position, being aware of the self as a soul. First, I bring balance in my thoughts and my intellect power of decision. Whatever the thoughts I generate, through the power of intellect, I absorb, filter, and take a fair decision in my each dealing, each action. This attitude of bringing fair thoughts and fair decision within myself allows me to deal with everybody with fairness. I support myself with the virtue of keeping balance. I try to keep up the thoughts, words, and action tuned in one straight line. Whatever I generate the thoughts, let it be truthful. The same I translate into words and actions. This makes me more comfortable and earns faith, trust from others. I feel happy within myself by using my energies of thinking, deciding, and doing together. And this gives me immense happiness. The attitude of being fair with each and every individual brings closeness, and I believe that Supreme Father of all souls is also fair with each and every individual, giving wise justification of their actions. He is so loveful, yet he is lawful. He teaches us the law of karma and again gives fair decision to each and everybody's deeds. As he is uninfluenced by others' actions and behavior, yet he becomes a guide to guide them in right path, being the child of Supreme, I also try to be uninfluenced by others' dealings, actions, and deeds. Yet, if anybody wants guidance, whatever the knowledge I have taken from God, I have received the knowledge, the source coming from the Supreme. I liberally share with anybody, with everyone, to guide them with more wisdom so that they will not do any wrong deeds. I feel happy to bring every child of Supreme in this world more closer to the Supreme Father so that they can take as much as love, peace, happiness, wisdom, power from Him. I am a peaceful soul. Peace in my mind allows me to deal with everybody with fairness. Whenever I lose my peace, I take my mind to get connected to the Supreme, the ocean of peace. Try to fill the waves of peace showering from the ocean of peace Almighty, and that's how I become peaceful again. Repeatedly touching Him through my thoughts, I am filling myself with immense power of peace. When it fills my soul, more and more I can spread into this atmosphere. This helps in return to help others to become more peaceful, happy, and blissful. Om Shanti.
As usual, thanks a lot, Benji, for the in-depth discussion and for this beautiful meditation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So friends, that has been a revealing experience as usual. Today also we went into the depth of godly knowledge. Godly knowledge is an ocean, and day by day, step by step, we dive into this ocean and find gems of knowledge. So today we discussed about the confluence age, how the old changes into the new. So along with the world changes, let us also change inside our old belief system, our old behavior pattern. We can change it into something new and rewarding. Keep along with us in this journey. Any questions and any doubts, please feel free to email us or call us. And until we meet in the next episode, it is a goodbye from all of us in the studio.
हमारे YouTube चैनल गॉडलीवुड स्टूडियो को सब्सक्राइब करें और साथ ही हर नए वीडियो के अपडेट के लिए बेल आइकन को क्लिक करें।